Good morning, St. Francis. It is Friday, December the 18th, 2020, Friday of the third week of Advent. Coming to you this morning from the great painted rock that lies in front of our school, the Franciscan school, a rock with many layers of paint on it because it is painted for different holidays, for different holy days, for different events that happen both at the Franciscan school and for the parish of St. Francis. This painting of the rock led us into Advent and will now lead us into Christmas. This is also the last day of school for the Franciscan school before Christmas vacation begins at noon today. So a happy Christmas vacation, a happy New Year to all of our students at the Franciscan school. God willing, we will all be back in person come the New Year in January. Today's verse from O Come, Emmanuel focuses on O Adonai, O Lord of ancient Israel, the one who brings rescue, redemption, and healing, the one who establishes a kingdom of peace and justice among us in this world in which we live. And how does God do that? Well, today's gospel is the Annunciation narrative from Matthew's gospel. Annunciation not given to the Blessed Mother, not given to Mary this time, but given to Joseph, that his wife will bear a son, and the son will be named Emmanuel. And like any man, Joseph receives this letter basically wanting to cut and run because it's just too much for him to handle. Get rid of Mary, go back to his life that he always had, and forget that she ever existed, and talks of angels and children all of a sudden being conceived, becoming Emmanuel, will just be something that was fantasy or a bad dream for him. Again, as we move into the year of St. Joseph next year, we have to remember everything that Joseph was, including also this moment that comes out of the Gospels. But like the son in that parable that Jesus told a few weeks ago in the season of Advent, who basically says that he will follow what the Father asks him to do and then doesn't do it, but then relents and does it, so too Joseph follows that son's line, that son's model. He doesn't believe at first. He fears at first. But yet, listening to the angel, listening to the trust that the angel asks him to have in what God can do, Joseph relents and cooperates with God, and again now contributes also in his own way to allowing the kingdom to begin to flourish through the entrance into our time and into our history of the Son of God. All of us are asked in many ways, one way or another, to do what God wants us to do. And sometimes we may fear doing that. Sometimes we think it's too much. Sometimes we might want to cut and run from it and go off into our own little worlds and pretend, that this was all just a bad dream. But the reality is we have to listen to what God has to say. Even as difficult and as challenging and as troubling as it may be, we seem to think in our own lives, if God says it can be done, it can only lead to goodness and wonder and glory. To cooperate as Joseph does is what God asks of all of us who believe. May we cooperate, and in that cooperation contribute to not only the coming of the Son of God into our life, but also into the peace and the justice this Son of God brings to all. And may the Lord give you peace.